Okay. Let's get used to riding again. Get used to the fact that there's no foot brake on this bitch. Holy. Okay, so we got a little bit to talk about. This is really the first time that I've ridden anything since my accident, and I do want to talk about the accident. So some of y'all know, some of y'all probably don't, if you don't really watch everything. I was involved in a pretty bad accident May 10th of this year, and it put me out for a little bit. Totaled the Ninja. It's been kind of shitty, but you know, I'm handling it the best that I can with what I can do. This is the first time that I've ridden anything since, other than to test ride when I was buying this. So yeah, the accident, it was actually right over here. I'm not gonna go onto the road because this isn't street legal, and I don't feel like doing that right now. So it was right across the street over there, down from that red light right there. And you know, I was just chilling on my way home from work. I wasn't really doing anything crazy, just the normal ride. It was a normal thing for me to do, you know, just daily the Ninja, and I never really had any issues. I've had a couple close calls, obviously, because you know, not everybody looks for riders, and a car pulled out in front of two other people, and they hit me. So what happened was basically, let's say this is the road that I'm riding on. It's 3 lanes going this way, and there's a turning lane from the opposite way coming this way. So I'm in the far right lane, you know, just going straight, and there's 2 lanes beside me which are pretty packed, but the light's green, so you know, I'm not too worried about anybody else coming. Obviously I should have been, because somebody decided that even though it was a green light and they were supposed to wait, that they were going to go ahead and pull out in front of those people. They were cutting through traffic, trying to, I guess, enter a shopping center or apartment complex or something on the right side. So they were passing through, and I didn't have time to stop. I think the speed limit's 45. I was going like 40 or 50. And I didn't really have time to react. I slowed down a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And they clipped me. It hit like the front left part of the Ninja. So my arm, you know, when you're on a sport bike, you're more like this. Pretty much hit my arm directly, so it was crushed. Snapped both the radius and the ulna, which, dude, it was the most horrifying shit. So my arm was like, it was broken like right here, and this was just hanging. I tried to get up at first, and I was like, you know what, no, let me stay down, because I don't know if anything, you know, with my back or neck is messed up. So I stayed down, and I just laid my head on the ground. I was on a median, kind of like on the right hand side where the crosswalk is and everything. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, dude. It hurt so bad. I was just freaking out over what happened, you know, because you expect something like that to happen if you ride bikes, you know, because people don't pay attention. As soon as I, you know, grasped, like, okay, it happened, let me calm down, try to think about, you know, what the fuck am I doing, try to calm down a little bit, because, you know, I mean, I'm not calm at all. I'm freaking the fuck out. I have to get somebody to get my phone out of my left pocket, because I had zip pockets. I couldn't unzip my pocket because my left hand was shattered. Well, the arm was shattered. So I had to get somebody to get my phone out of my pocket. Called my girlfriend. I was like, hey, you know, I just got in a pretty bad wreck. I need you to meet me here. and she was freaking out a little bit too, which I understand. You know, she probably wasn't mentally prepared for it like I was. But as soon as it happened, I was just like, all right, well, I gotta live this way now, probably for the rest of my life. My arm, I can't rotate past this. That's all the rotation I have. So normally, you know, you're supposed to be able to rotate like this. I can only do this with my left. I'm working on it with physical therapy. The next day I had surgery. They repaired my arm, you know, the best they could. So I still have the hand. I'm not missing the hand yet. The surgeon said that it was pretty severe. I almost lost my hand. I broke my right thumb. But thankfully, you know, no neck or spine injuries. I dented the gas tank. You can imagine how that happened. But thankfully everything's okay. You know, for the most part, I'm good. I'm alive. That's one thing. There's really nothing else to it other than, you know, I got to do my physical therapy. I got to try to get back right to closest to 100% as I can. I haven't been working or anything because I'm limited to what I can do. And yeah, it was probably the worst thing I've ever been through physically, and I would not wish that on anybody. Honestly, it was definitely the worst experience I've had with anything. But yeah, you know, I'm alive. I'm thankful that, you know, I have people that can help. I haven't been totally alone in this. My girlfriend has done far more than I would expect anyone to do. Just thankful that, you know, I'm here. I'm able to ride again, obviously. And I keep trying to reach for a fucking foot brake and there's no foot brake. I was wearing a hoodie, some regular ass joggers, and some steel toes for work. And I didn't really get any road rash other than one part of my knee. And it wasn't really that bad, so, you know, I think the only thing I was worried about was the arm snapped in half. I think I've handled it pretty well, all things considered. I don't even know today's date. So I'm like 16 to 20 weeks out of surgery and everything, and I'm doing all right. Still limited with what I can lift and what I can, you know, physically do. Like, can't rotate. I have limited mobility and everything. Other than that, I'm pretty good. Anyway, so yeah, I've been sitting inside, not really doing anything, trying to keep my head up. You know, it's not been easy, but I'm doing the best I can with what I'm given. I started physical therapy. I'm gaining some movement. I'm gaining some strength. It feels okay for the most part, unless I'm doing something like overexerting myself or whatever. Then it's not so good. Then it hurts a little bit, but it's manageable for the most part. I still got all my fingers, all my toes. No back injury, no neck injury. Not let this situation like get me down too much. I guess that's all I could really do. I did make jokes when the EMTs came to pick me up. They were buckling me onto the stretcher, and I was just like, you know, that's probably why I got messed up so bad, because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. Just stuff like that. I try to keep my head up, not let it get me down too much, because it would have been way worse if I was just upset the whole time about the situation. Which, I mean, I was. I'm not going to say that I wasn't upset. I was upset, but I'm not sitting there, you know, bitching like, you know, oh, fuck, I wish I could go back and change it, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, obviously, but, you know, if there's nothing you could do, there's nothing you could do. But I'm doing alright. I got this just so I could ride something, because, you know, I'm limited with the left, so I can't really pull a clutch too easily. So I thought, you know what, let me try Sur-Ron out, right? Which I enjoy it so far. No complaints. This is the first time I've ridden it, really, so obviously I don't have much to go on, but it's a fun bike. I've had fun the past like hour that I've ridden it. I'm not scared, really. It's just I'm limited with my mobility, so yeah, there's not a lot I could do. So I'm not really looking to get a real like motorcycle just yet. I will say though, this is faster than the Grom. I think, you know, this going back to the Grom and then maybe a 600 or 1000 or whatever, whatever I decide I'm comfortable with. I think that's the progression I want to go with, maybe over the next year or so. I also want to grow the channel and everything. I want to grow all my socials and try to do this instead of fucking lift boxes with a crushed arm all the time. That's really the goal. I will say I'm the only person I know that has gotten hit by an SUV and survived, so I don't know if I'm immortal or what, but I don't want to test it out again. I think I'm gonna end the ride. But tell me what you guys want to see. There's not too much that I can do, but I will, you know, I will do what I can.